Oh, it feels like any other week really. I suppose leading close to the game, having the family and family and friends to travel over will be obviously things will change a little bit, but yeah, really looking forward to the week, to be honest.
What's it mean to you to reach that milestone?
To be honest, I haven't really thought about it. To play 200 games for such a great club. Yes, I know it's been 10 years now. It's kind of all rolled into one, really. It's been a bit of a up and down journey, but I think that's just something you'll probably look back on at the end of it all, and and obviously pretty fond of my days here.
Last week we saw Stewie played his 100th, and he said he's so proud to have reached that and worked so hard to get to 100. Do you feel the same way about 200?
Yeah, it's obviously yeah, for sure. Super proud to be able to play. Not many guys, especially for one club, to be around and to play so many games. And yeah, you make a lot of sacrifices and to still be around. And I've been lucky enough to play. Be drafted at the end of '06 and still have a few guys around, which we've shared a lot of things with, which is makes it a little bit more personal. But yeah, super proud to be sitting where I'm sitting.
Justin, you're playing pretty good footy. How much do you think you've got a few years left in you still?
Hopefully, yeah, definitely a few years. Hopefully I'm around to see some sort of finals footy and hopefully a premiership in the near future. But yeah, I definitely want to be around for a few more years to come, and I think we've got a great group coming up. We've played some good footy in the last few years, but still haven't reached where we want to go, so I definitely want to be around for that.
When you were picked 71 in the draft, I guess 200 games would have been on the radar. What were your hopes at that point?
I was thinking about that the other day with, just being a young kid, just trying to play footy. I didn't really expect to be drafted, at all really that year, and looking back, I had played a few games, but I didn't really take my footy too seriously back then, and it's probably only looking back a moment speaking to Dean Bailey in my first year where I was kind of taking the piss a little bit where I'm at and joking about had played a few good games, and I crossed paths with him in the corridor, and he kind of asked me how many games I want to play for the club, and I was like joking, I want to play 300 clubs as any guy wants to, but then he kind of gave me this look where this is a serious thing. You have the potential to play good footy and be a big part of the club, and probably from then on I kind of took things a little bit more seriously and knew that this was something that's going to be a big part of my life, and and kind of make the most of where I'm at and what I can achieve going forward.
As your body holding up, you said you want to play a few more years. You pretty much look the same, plus a beard, as you always have, and you're just looking fit. Does the body feel good?
Yeah, the body feels pretty good. I've been pretty lucky with injuries and things like that, where other guys tend to start to slow up a little bit. But I haven't had any too serious injuries. I've been able to get through a lot of pre-seasons, and I feel pretty good. Coming into the later stage of your career, and I think the benefit of the club at the moment is we've got a lot of young guys playing some senior footy, and they seem to keep you pretty hard, and having young kids now, they keep me on your toes as much as anyone else. So yeah, feeling pretty good and looking forward to whatever the rest brings.
A lot of fans get very excited about Butch. How's it out there on the field? He does some wonderful things, and he's obviously on fire on Saturday night.
Yeah, he's he wants to be out there. He wants to perform well, and Kenny's probably his harshest critic, but he wants to be out there, and he's a pretty good leader. Throughout the year with the Maggies, he's he's a dominant figure up forward for us, and we especially me, I've spent a lot of years with him in the forward line, and I wanted to play and play well. And when he's up and about and he plays his best footy, he does some awesome things for the team and for himself. So we're probably, I reflect on him. We're probably two unique players. We're not really typical AFL footballers, so that's probably why we get along so well. But hopefully he can continue that in the next few weeks against some tougher opponents.
Can he get better and save his career still? He's obviously been on a one-year contract for a couple of years. Can he save his career still?
Oh, definitely. I think he's got he's got 4 games to go to probably make the club decide whether he wants to stick around or, it's the ball's in his court really, whether he wants to be here or not, and Kenny's gave him the opportunity to prove himself. So, it's really up to him. He's played one good game, which showed that he still wants to be around. So, I think the players will still want him to be around, and it's really up to him whether he wants to or not. So, he's in a good frame of mind, and he definitely wants to be around.
John Bird made the point on the weekend. He's got those. His kicking's obviously an issue, but he's got hands to take a mark inside 50 that not a lot of other players have got.
Yeah, for sure. When he's aggressive at the ball, there's not too many players that can really stop him. But he's probably his own worst enemy at times with what goes on in his game, and he just needs to stay aggressive and do those things, 90% of the time, and I think everyone will be happy with that.
You like to see him in a power Guernsey again next year?
Definitely. He's been around, a long time, and I've, as everyone else, built a really good relationship with him, and I definitely want to be around. I think he's got a big future if he wants it to be. I think so. I definitely want to see that come to fruition for him.
When you say his own worst enemy, what do you mean by that?
Oh, look, he can get caught up with certain things. Obviously, his kicking is obviously a game which he's continued to improve on, but he just needs to stick at it. I think, for a whole game, he tends to float in and out, which any player can do. But when he's just a big focus for us, and that kind of can go up and down more than anything else. So.
Hamish Hartlett, obviously if Float will lose him, how's he tracking? Did he play this week?
Yeah, I think he'll obviously go for scans again today, but he'll probably be unlikely to play, with his history with injuries and soft tissue stuff. Obviously there's no risk for him to, get back as quick as he can, but he'll be pushing, as many of you guys know him, he'll be pushing to get back in the team, but it'll be tough for him to get up this week, I think.
Someone that's been here as long as you, Westy, what do you think as a senior player when you hear chatter outside the club about leadership rifts and culture problems? How does that make you feel?
Look, I probably just sit and laugh at rumours going around. There's none of that really going on. I think as a leadership group, we're pretty, consolidated within that group, and we're all on the same page. Everyone's happy with where we're going and where we need to get to. So, there's no really real issue there, I don't think.
Do you think that's just a byproduct of results? I mean, then looking forward this week with Sydney,
Yep.
Another tough one. Do you think if there were a few more wins on the board, you wouldn't hear that much chatter?
Oh, obviously, when you win, things, you don't really talk about things like that at all. You just talk about performance, and obviously the leadership group and our more senior guys haven't really, put their best foot forward this year with consistency of performance, and we're still trying to achieve that, going forward. I think obviously it's a journey which we're on as a club and as a small group, so you're always going to have ups and downs in that, and that's no different this year. So we're just still try to push forward.
Westy, Sydney's been your bogey team. You won one of the past 13 against them. How much of a focus is to try to end that record this weekend?
Yeah, obviously I think we've had some pretty big battles over the last few years over there, especially. We've come close a few times and haven't really been able to take it up to them. They've obviously been a good team for many years now, and obviously that's not a great record, and it's something we want to change. And I think, you know, we took a lot of confidence out of last week on the weekend, where, you know, things started to, you know, fall in place for us, and, you know, we obviously, I think we match up well on them. We got, you know, some young guys who will have a big task again this week with some of their guys. Obviously with Tom Cleary, maybe with Buddy, and, you know, Logan Austin as well, you know, playing against some quality oppo. So I think this week he'll be, you know, a real battle of the midfields, and, you know, we've got some guys who really want to prove themselves against some really good oppo. So it'll be a really big test for them this week.
Why have they had the wood on you? Because you've had some pretty good teams in that period as well.
Yep. Oh, obviously they're, you know, a premiership team. They know how to win. You know, when it gets tough, they know how to play tough, and obviously it probably shows that we're not quite up to their level yet, and, you know, that's something we're really striving to achieve. And obviously, if we want to be the best, we've got to beat the best. So yeah, obviously that's going to be a big test for us.
Who stops Buddy this week?
Well, I don't think it's really who stops him. It's, you know, I think that's a real big team job for us, and obviously, you know, a few guys will put up the hand to do, you know, such a big role, but obviously our midfield and is obviously going to play a huge role in what kind of ball Buddy gets, and obviously they got a few other guys who can take some pretty good catches as well. So that'll be a team job. Obviously, you know, Tommy Cleary will probably put his hand up to probably play that role, but he'll need a lot of help throughout the day.
From a player's perspective, what's the aims for the rest of the year in the last 4 games?
Obviously we want to win. I think, you know, we've got some big games. Obviously Sydney this week is obviously our biggest. You know, we just want to win and go out with the season with some confidence going forward. So I think we've got obviously some big scouts going forward, which we can achieve, I think. So that'll be, you know, a pretty big push going forward to where we want to be at the end of the year.
You've had the beard for a while. What's the key reason behind the bushy one?
Because I look like a legend. No, I don't know. The face on here is not great, so who knows, mate. That's
It's working well, mate.
I might leave it at that.